Our first student speaker of the evening is Antonio Johnson from AMIkids White Pines. Antonio hopes to enlist in the military, and tonight he will share how attending AMIkids White Pines has been a blessing in his life. Antonio?
Excuse my height, I'm kind of short. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Antonio Johnson. I am 16 years old, and I'm in the 10th grade. I currently hold the rank of a private here at AMIkids White Pines. I grew up in Campbell, South Carolina, where I live with my grandmother and two sisters. One is 17 and the other is 13. Life for my family and I has been very difficult. DSS had to step in and take my sisters and I away from my mother because she did not have a job and could not care for us properly. We had very little structure as far as what we could and could not do. We were pretty much on our own. Set rules at my mom's house were all but non-existent to hold us accountable for our actions. As a teenager, I said, well, now is my chance to do as I please with very little consequences. I was finally a man, so I placed myself above everything and everyone. I was mad at the world, so I went out and got into some trouble in my community. At 12 years old, I was locked up for 3 months. My troubles began when I failed to realize that peer pressure should have had no place in my life. Respect was non-existent, and I could not have cared less about how my actions hurt others and myself. I was lonely, and I understand now how it limited me. As a result, I just kept on withdrawing, and the loneliness just kept growing. For about a year, I did really well. I didn't hang out in the streets or with the wrong people. It didn't take me long to realize that I was not as smart as I thought I was. I got into some more trouble. You would think that I would have learned my lesson, but I was still hard-headed when I returned home because I continued to get in trouble. I didn't understand how to cope with the challenges in my life. I was that person that would not listen to anyone and thought I knew everything. Ultimately, I was sent to AMIkids White Pines. Little did I know that this would be a blessing I would never forget and would appreciate for the rest of my life. Since I have been at AMIkids White Pines, I have learned how to set goals, make better decisions, and maintain positive relationships. I have also developed independent living skills so that I will be able to do a good job of taking care of myself. Along with achieving goals, I am also expected to learn and adhere to AMI's 14 values. This has helped guide me in my development as a young man. The AMI values help guide us through completing the program. My 3 favorite values are respect, diversity, and enthusiasm. Respect is my favorite value because if a man cannot achieve respect, then what can he expect to guide him in going toward a positive future? When you are already faced with challenges and negativity in your life, it's important to learn how to earn the respect of others as well as demonstrate respectful relationships with others. I have also learned the value of diversity. I have come to realize that our world is diverse, and unless we embrace this diversity, we will never really know what it means to be a true friend and maintain individuality at the same time. By embracing diversity, we open the door for understanding and respect for others. Finally, enthusiasm. This is a must for surviving this whirlwind world we call life. A smile, positive handshake, and enthusiasm goes a long way. After leaving AMI, I look forward to joining my family so that I can be a really good example to my sisters and brothers and teach them how to make the right choices instead of the wrong ones. I hope to one day enlist in the United States Marine Corps. I would like to conclude by expressing my gratitude to all those who have believed in me for who and what I am, and not who and what they thought my past had made me. Of course, I have learned many life lessons because of AMIkids White Pines, which might never have come to me if it had not been for my stay here. I have learned how to remain faithful to the value system I have set for myself and how important they are at showing who I really am and the best of what I can be. Thank you.